All right. Welcome back to the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your host, Eric Rodriguez, here every Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific time, 11 p.m. Eastern time. To talk about everything in terms of professional wrestling, all the action inside and outside of the ring, backstage rumors and dramas, behind the curtain. Also, wrestling contract statuses, maybe some potential storylines, injury updates, et cetera, et cetera. Just kind of reflect on what we talked about real quick. We had our AEW Dynamite review. Now we're going to talk about my Thursday Night Wrestling preview. But before we get into any of that, I want to remind you guys to go ahead and hit up that super chat box. If you got a burning question or a hot take in terms of professional wrestling, or it's just something you're dying to get off your mind, here at the GSMC Sports Network, we are all ears 1,010%. This show was all about keeping the conversation lively and making sure your voice is part of the mix. So don't be shy. Don't go ahead and drop your thoughts inside that chat. And if you really want to make a difference, make sure you hit up that super chat box with that comment, that question. Just hit that $ below the chat box. Send in your message, and it's guaranteed to get featured on the show. Plus, it's a great way to keep the lights on and bring you even more awesome wrestling content. We are absolutely so grateful for you guys here at the GSMC Sports Network. Those who join us here, show to show, your support makes all the difference. So let's keep the conversation going. Make the show a hell of a lot better with you guys' engagement. Make it bigger, better, and stronger than ever. And the super chat box is not your thing. Remember that we are still here at the GSMCpodcast.net at the tips and donations podcast.net. Shoot me your comments, questions, and concerns. Go ahead and tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like in terms of professional wrestling. Superman punch, the Superman punch that like and subscribe button to the show. Also follow the show, follow the network here at the GSMC Sports Network. We do love a lot of peace, love, and positivity, 1,010%. So yeah, don't be shy. Go ahead and be part of the show. Dying to hear from you guys. Definitely love how the chat box is filling up. Love that. All right, so we have our Thursday night wrestling preview. But before we get into that, I have the chat box from we have technical difficulties. There we go. Uh, we have a chat box from Alicia Curran again, Adult Juice. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. That's awesome. I got some nerds and chips for my snacks. I gotta be, I'm a nerds guy. 1,010%. And then I also got a chat from Logan James K. I'm a fan of Mina Shirakawa since Stardom. I want Mina Shirakawa in WWE, but I know Mina Shirakawa, she likes to go to AEW. And I feel like ultimately when it comes to not, I'm not trying to like throw shade at WWE, but when it comes to like Japanese or Asian kind of, culture, like wrestlers and stuff like that. I feel like they are kind of, they're when they kill in the Ring of Honor, they kill it in AEW, they kill it in because you have this new merger between Tony Khan, New Japan Professional Wrestling, the CMLL. Tony Khan wants to make wrestling international. He wants to have ties with absolutely everybody. The MLW, the game changing wrestling, the CGW. There's a lot of other wrestling promotions out there, and WWE they've always done such a great job of closing that forbidden door. Kind of like The Exorcist, of not letting other wrestling promotions kind of get into it. Um, I have a chat from my man Isaac Delgado. Hey, GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast. I'm going to school. I'm going to school tomorrow morning, and I'm going to get a haircut guide to my house tomorrow afternoon. I'm going to, my uncle Gus's house for his birthday. Birthday party. Birthday party. Hey man, happy birthday to your Uncle Gus. That's sick. Hopefully he has, to many more. Everybody who's watching right now, we're gonna sing happy birthday to Gus. I'm just kidding. No, I don't have to, I would absolutely, I would 1,010% would love to do that, but I know everybody they don't want to hear my ugly voice. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to my Thursday night wrestling preview. So Thursday is upon us. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. The things are sparking up in terms of Ring of Honor professional wrestling. First, we have a Ring of Honor World Championship match between Mark Briscoe against the Beast Mortos. And this is going to be a great match. I feel like overall, you have both competitors. The Beast Mortos have been absolutely, he's been phenomenal. He's been phenomenal. I know Don Callis has his eye on him. Well, that I feel like he should because what has happened recently with Kyle Fletcher and the whole Will Ospreay thing, and then now you kind of have you have new blood on the Don Callis family. You have you have Beretta, you also have Rouge from AEW. So 1,010%, I feel like the Beast Mortos, but it's gonna take a lot. It's gonna take a lot to dethrone Mark Briscoe. I feel like he's the people's champion. I fell in love with him I fall in love with him every single time I see him on the mic. He's so likable from professional wrestling standards, and it's not like one of those things that's like, okay, all he does is talk on the mic. He's a smooth talker. Whoop de freaking do. You see this guy inside the ring. This guy absolutely, he's an arsenal attack. He can technical wrestling. He can do submissions. He can be a powerhouse maybe sometimes. And that's, 1,010%. That's Mark Briscoe. When he was a tag team champion with his brother Jay, before his brother Jay, tragically passed away in a car accident. It's, uh, they were great. They were great. One of the best tag teams in terms of professional wrestling. If you kind of look back on headlines about maybe like not 5 or 6 years ago, I don't know. I'm not too sure. Don't quote me on that. But they were just great. They were just great all in all. And I definitely love Mark Briscoe and the way he's kind of handling it. We also have an 8-man tag match. The Ring of Honor World 6-man champions Dustin Rhodes teaming up with Marshall Von Erich and Ross Von Erich, the Von Erich brothers. Um, Going against, wait, they're teaming with Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champion Sammy Guevara, taking on the Undisputed Kingdom, Matt Taven and Mike Bennett, and the Dark Order. Obviously, you saw the Undisputed Kingdom drop their titles to Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara. Something I love about Dustin Rhodes, like he's still. If you don't know who got Dustin Rhodes is, he's Gold Dust. Gold Dust, um, you know, in his later years inside AEW. I feel like he's still killing it. I feel like 1,010%. He's still giving the crowd what they want. I feel like, he's still putting on great matches. I know he wants to announce his retirement tour pretty darn soon. Obviously, I feel like that's a lot going around right now. People are speculating that, Stone Cold Steve Austin is hitting a retirement tour. Also, you're going to have John Cena and now maybe even potentially Dustin Rhodes. So, a lot of stuff kind of going on that could possibly alter the career of Dustin Rhodes. I guess, when you get older, you don't necessarily want to kind of put yourself in this position where you can kind of get hurt. You don't want to get yourself hurt. Like that's the worst thing that could possibly happen. So, we have that match tonight. We also are going to have a one-on-one match between Tony Nese and Lio Rush. I can't wait to see these guys go at it. Both of these guys are they're very they're entertaining to watch inside the ring. Although the promos kind of lack a little. I do like Lio Rush though. I've liked Lio Rush ever since he debuted in WWE 205 Live, which is kind of ironic because we're going to be talking about both of these guys later on in the show. So make sure you stay tuned for that. But Tony Nese, premier athlete. This guy, has impressive written all over him. Lio Rush looking for that push, and both of these guys with the victory will ultimately push their career, further. Next, we have a pure rules match between Angelico and Aaron Solo. We have a trios match between Cage of Agony, Bishop Khan, Brian Cage, and Toa Leo going against the Ring of Honor television champion Atlantis Jr., Fuego del Sol, and Serpentino. We also in action tonight, we have EJ Munduka, Commander, Cool Hand Ang, and Daddy Magic, and Trish Adora, plus Marina Shafir taking on Tiara James. Marina Shafir, she came into the world of Ring of Honor with so much momentum. She came in like I thought she was going to be like the next person to challenge Athena, and I think she lost 1 or 2 matches. I knew for a fact she lost one. And then it was like, I feel like she's kind of fell off the problem. That's kind of fell off a little bit. Like it's going to be nice to kind of see her if she defeats James tonight. I feel like it's going to be a great way to kind of spark up something else that could potentially help your career to become a champion in the future. So 1,010%, it's going to be pretty awesome. Next, we have our TNA Impact preview tonight on TNA. It's going to be pretty awesome. Tonight we have we're going to see Mila Moore versus Xia Brookside. Wait out the 22nd. Yeah, the 22nd. Going to win this is technical showdown between Jonathan Gresham and also Charlie Dempsey. Last week on NXT, you saw Charlie Dempsey defeat the Dawn of NXT, Tony D'Angelo, for that Heritage Cup championship. And I've been kind of saying it this whole time, ever since you saw TNA and WWE NXT form this collaboration. Bringing the NXT Heritage Cup championship it'd be awesome. It'd be pretty awesome because a lot of people are still when they think of this big trophy and they're like, oh, cup. They think of the World Cup. They think of how it's defended across countries, and now you kind of have this cup defended across different wrestling promotions, which is overall I feel like that's kind of cool, pretty badass. So definitely 1,010%. We have an Ultimate X qualifying match. We have Hammerstone battling Frankie Kazarian and Kushida and Bootfinger. Oh my god, I'm gonna butcher this. Woodhar. I'm not sure if I did that. Taking on Joe Vito and the Laredo Kid. Rosemary takes on Alisha Edwards. And of course, we have a chaotic tag team match between Matt Cardona, Steph De Lander, and a mystery partner taking on PCO, Rhino, and Xia Brookside. And I gotta be honest, it sucks. That kind of hurts. It kind of sucks to see, after everything that they've done in terms of promoting this, whole PCO thing. Also, Steph De Lander with this, marriage and stuff like that. Like it's kind of let down. I thought, with Matt Cardona returning, obviously that is a big deal. He's a great wrestler. He's dating Chelsea Green of WWE SmackDown. So I feel like they will ultimately maybe end up on NXT, which would be, I feel like that's ideal. I feel like that's ideal at this point. Nick Nemeth, I would understand why there is reluctance going back to WWE after basically the promotion under Vince McMahon, Gerald Briscoe, Pat Patterson, and everybody in terms of, WWE created back in 2015. Back basically saw Nick Nemeth and they're like, or it's Dolph Ziggler. And like, you know what? I don't know. They used to kind of, I don't know, just immature jokes and stuff like that. Like it's per reported by Nick Nemeth during an interview. Like it's, you wasted one of your top stars. You wasted a chance to have Dolph Ziggler kind of run WWE. Then you put him in this storyline with Vicky Guerrero, and then with AJ Lee, and then with Lana, and it's just bad. It was really bad back in WWE circa 2000. Like it was bad. It was pretty bad. All right, guys, that was my Thursday night wrestling review. Now we're gonna get into my third segment. Recently, we saw Bret Hart talk about everything that's happening in terms of Vince McMahon and Janelle Grant allegations, and he basically told the press, he told people in interviews that he doesn't give a crap about Vince McMahon's feelings. Vince McMahon never gave a damn about my feelings when he did what he did in Montreal. And, of course, also backing out of that contract stipulation. So, of course, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Bret Hart's relationship with Vince McMahon. Also, what could have been if Bret Hart would have stayed with the WWF/WWE. So, do not touch that dial. And, hey, do not go anywhere.